Hi, I'm Katrina Hawking and I work for the ALS Association Evergreen chapter.
Hi, I'm Robert Hawking. My father had ALS. Welcome to the November virtual wine tasting.
The Evergreen ALS Association provides services for people living with ALS in Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Alaska. And we've been doing these wine tastings in support of them. We hope you enjoy them.
In this episode, we're going to try out some wines to have with holiday meals as holidays are coming up.
With cases of COVID-19 on the rise all across the country, we understand that holiday meals are going to look a little different this year, but there's no reason that you can't enjoy a really nice wine.
Yeah, so we've been trying to work out what we're going to do for our holiday meals, and they're shrinking. Usually we have quite a large number of people and we're all inside, and that's not going to work. It's important for us all to help slow the spread of COVID. These respiratory diseases can be very tough, particularly on people with ALS and other respiratory conditions.
So we all have to do our part to help the people who need the most support from us.
So for holiday wines, you want to kind of think about what you're going to eat. And so if you're having just a fairly regular bird turkey without too much on the side, you can kind of choose what you want to have as a wine, whatever you like best. Often what I do when I'm entertaining for a diverse crowd is have one bottle of white and one bottle of red. But if you have lots of sides with your wine, with your food, sometimes they end up interacting with the wine, and that's where it can start becoming interesting about finding the right wine that's actually going to work with all of those. So what we're going to start with today is an Oregon Pinot Noir. This is our first time to have wine from Oregon.
Can I see the bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really pretty.
So this is Ken Wright Cellars Pinot Noir from the Willamette Valley 2018.
It smells amazing.
I've had the Ken Wright Cellars do a selection of single vineyard wines, and I had some of that for a birthday that I celebrated a few years back. But this is the first time I've had the more generic Willamette Valley. Yeah,
was that your 50th birthday?
Yeah.
Well, we had this big birthday party up at the ski lodge in the mountains, and Robert did an amazing dinner for everyone. There were some nice wines that day.
Yeah, so it's strawberry.
Oh, you're right. There is a lot of strawberry. I was going to say fresh fruit, but you really hit that on the nose. It is strawberry. That's delicious. How do you think that this will hold up against food?
I think this might do quite well with some of the competing flavors in if you have a holiday meal. Yeah.
It's quite delicate. I mean, it has some delicate notes in it.
Yes, well, so Pinot Noir is a tricky grape, and we could probably do an entire session on Pinot Noir.
Oh, I'm not sure I would like that. Couldn't we do an entire session on champagne? No, it's a session on Pinot Noir. Okay, go on.
But yeah, so Pinot Noir, in my experience, can be some of the best experience of drinking wine, but it also, in my experience, can be one of the most frustrating because it doesn't always live up to that. It's a bit of an elusive hunt for the perfect Pinot Noir, in my experience.
Well, you might have hit it here. This is a pretty perfect Pinot, in my opinion. I could drink this on its own.
So normally we just have some cheese, but in order to kind of match the experience that we're trying to do the complex flavors of a holiday meal. I've got actually a bit of cranberry sauce that I made.
Robert was making cranberry sauce at breakfast time this morning.
So put a little bit of this on a cracker with some cheddar and see how.
Got cheddar and cranberry and Pinot Noir. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to give it a bite. Well, this is delicious.
Yeah, I think that works.
Yeah, no, it does. It's definitely strong enough to go even with that strong cranberry.
So, if you're wanting a white, as I said, if you're doing things fairly plain, you can have anything you like, and I find a Sauvignon goes quite nicely with the white meat of turkey or chicken. But Riesling is, if you have an off-dry Riesling, that works well with many different flavors, and so that might be something to consider. I've done that several times in the past.
So as we approach Thanksgiving, there are plenty of people at the ALS Association that I would like to thank. Everyone who has just put in countless hours this year, from our board members to our auction chairs to our many, many volunteers and our care coordinators. But the most important people I think that we need to remember, especially at Thanksgiving, are our family caregivers. Caring for a family member with ALS is a hard job. And no one asks for it, but our family caregivers really rise to the occasion with grace and embrace their tasks courageously and with love. November is Family Caregivers Month, and it's a great time to remember the caregivers in your life.
So our second wine is Gorman Winery. The Devil You Don't Know. They have another wine which is The Devil You Know, and so I think they have some sort of naming scheme. I had to actually look this up on the internet to see what its grapes were. So it's 55% Syrah, 25% Grenache, and 20% Mourvedre. So it's a GSM blend. We've had a few of those in the past. The Gilbert à la Broge that we had for the grilling session was one of those, and I think that would go well as a holiday wine. And the Syncline Subduction Red also. Speaking of that, from that previous session, I think Zinfandels can sometimes work quite well, as long as they're not too overpowering.
There's some nice aromas coming off of this.
Yes.
Oh, it's sweeter than I expected.
Yeah, it is. It's also quite. There's a warmth to it, which I think is actually that it's if I check the alcohol is 15.1%, which is that's pretty strong. That's where it's a pretty strong alcohol on this wine, and yeah, you can definitely taste the Syrah in this. I'd like to taste the Grenache a little bit more. I'm not. What do you think about this with
Well, I think this would be a wonderful wine to enjoy having a cozy evening in.
It is, yes. And this may not be the holiday wine. This may be exactly what. Yes, I think you've got it there.
This is a cozy evening in wine. If you're enjoying a holiday meal at home, on your own, or with just a couple of other people, just your immediate family, this might be the right wine for you. This is a good snuggling up over the winter wine.
Yeah. I don't know quite how these are going to work. I roasted some chestnuts.
Oh, I love roast chestnuts.
Let's try seeing this. Actually, they go well with this.
The chestnut is really sweet. And it does. It brings out some nice flavors in the wine.
Yeah. You have to be careful. The chestnut's got quite a strong flavour, so you have to be careful it doesn't overpower the wine.
While there is still no cure for ALS, the ALS Association Evergreen Chapter provides equipment and supports that allow people living with ALS to have as full and interesting life as possible. And you can help by making a donation now or by participating in one of our upcoming events. So December 1st is Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday started about 12 years ago. And it is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. We have Thanksgiving, and we have Black Friday, we have Cyber Monday, and now we have Giving Tuesday. And Giving Tuesday is a day set aside to be generous. Whether it's helping a neighbor or advocating for an important issue or giving to a cause, every act of generosity counts. And a fun part of Giving Tuesday is the unselfie. The unselfie is people take pictures of themselves with their favorite charitable cause and post them on their social media. And it's a great chance to tell your friends what issues are important to you and what causes you support, so that they can become more interested in what you support, or so that they'll be inspired to be more open and sharing about the causes that are important to them. Okay, so this is my unselfie. I think this is how you're supposed to do it. You write down what you are unselfish for. And then you hold it kind of partway over your face, and you take your unselfie like that. So this is my unselfie. I'm giving because it's time for a cure to ALS. And we hope you'll join us for Giving Tuesday on December 1st.
So when talking about holiday meals, an important part of a holiday meal is dessert. So
absolutely,
we're going to have our first dessert wine as part of these virtual wine tastings. Again, with holiday meals, there's going to be quite a wide range of actual desserts that you have. At Christmas, we tend to have Christmas pudding, which we find the one thing that works very well with that is Pedro Ximenez from Spain, which is very, very sweet and quite dark. But what we're trying now is an ice wine, Kiona Vineyards Red Mountain AVA ice wine.
Oh, it's in a beautiful bottle.
So this is a half bottle. It's a state-grown Chenin Blanc, and it's 2018.
And ice wines tend to be in these really tall, skinny half bottles. Mm-hmm. Is there a reason for the narrow bottle?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Kiona are actually pioneers in Red Mountain. Red Mountain is usually red wines. The Mark Ryan that we had in our premium Bordeaux tasting was Red Mountain. So having a white is a bit unusual. And this is an ice wine. So what happens is the grapes are left on the vine and until there's heavy frost, and the frost actually pushes some of the water out of the grape, so it's more concentrated, and so that's why you get this very sweet wine.
Right, so the grapes are left to freeze slightly in the fields before they're harvested. Is that right? But it's delicious. I absolutely love ice wine.
So there's sort of honey and citrus.
Elderflower.
Yeah. So which desserts do you think this would go well with?
Well, actually, I think it would go well with a lot of summery desserts, like fruits, and I immediately thought that it would go well with summer pudding. Summer pudding is this dessert that you may not have come across. Robert told me about it. It's common in England and not so much here, where you make a bread bowl and fill it with raspberries and blackberries until the bread soaks up all of the juice. And the first time I made one, mine completely collapsed. But since then, I've gotten rather better at getting them to hold kind of a pyramid form.
So I was also wondering about lemon meringue pie.
Oh, lemon meringue pie. It's a very sweet and sort of lively wine. Oh, what do we have here?
Well, you made these.
Just didn't expect them to show up at the wine tasting.
So these are mince pies.
Oh, right, the mince pies. Yes. I made mince pies last night. It's a little bit early for that, but this is a Christmassy dessert. If you haven't had them, you should definitely try one. Well, that's really good. And goes with the wine. So if you haven't had a mince pie, it's sort of raisins, molasses, and kind of a sweet mapley sort of filling inside of the pie crust. That's cinnamony and very British flavor to it.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, absolutely. Well, here's to the holidays. Thank you for watching. We're looking forward to the holidays. We hope that you will keep yourselves and your family members safe by limiting your gatherings to just a few people, and be sure to wear your masks and social distance. We hope that you will join us on December 1st for Giving Tuesday, and remember the ALS Association when you post your unselfies.
Thanks for watching. Have happy holidays, and keep safe, and keep all your loved ones safe.
Happy holidays. Cheers. Give me another little ice wine. How strong are these actually?
This is actually, I think it was 11%, was it?
It always feels like a fortified wine, so I'm cautious, but it's not really, is it?
No.
That makes a nice alternative to the brandy at the end of the evening. Not that it matters this year, since we're all staying in.
Yeah.
Cheers, love.